Welcome to Bald Life Magazine, Living a Bald Life. Living a Bald Life. I'm so excited about tonight. My name is Jamie Elmore. I am your host. I am the editor in chief of Bald Life Magazine, and we do this show every single Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we feature a new guest every week. We feature bald men and women and children from all over the world that are bald due to alopecia, cancer, medically induced, or simply by choice. This platform is for them. So I want to thank you guys for hanging in here and joining us. And I have my guest on with us. And before we get started, I'm going to go on here on Facebook myself real quick and I'm going to share this video. That's what I'm going to do. I sure am. I'm going to share this video. I don't even think I see it. Okay, that's okay. I was going to share this video. I sure was. But that's okay. We'll share it later. So I want to say hello to my guests.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Everyone.
Hello.
Sorry we were having difficulty.
That is okay. Sometimes, most of the time you don't have control over the internet.
Right.
Things just happen and you just have to roll with it,
Oh, yeah.
and that's life, you just roll with it. So I'm just honored to have you guys here tonight so we can talk about Haley, talk about her story and her journey, and talk about how you guys have navigated having a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter that has alopecia. And before we get started, I want to explain to people what alopecia is. Alopecia is an autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your hair follicle and causes your hair to fall out. There are 6.8 million people in the US, 147 million people worldwide that have this disease. And I tell people all the time that it doesn't discriminate. Alopecia can happen to anybody at any time, any age, any gender. It doesn't matter your race. It can just happen. And it's not contagious, So you're not going to catch it standing next to somebody with alopecia. Okay. So I just want to kind of put all that out so people can have an understanding of what this condition is all about. So I just want to jump in here real quick. And I want to say hi to Haley. Hi, Haley. How are you?
Good.
How old are you?
5.
You're 5? Okay. So I wanted to ask you, Haley, what has your mommy told you about why you're bald or about alopecia? What has your mommy told you about that?
To love my bald head.
Yes. Yes. That is awesome. That is awesome. So Haley, tell us what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up, Haley?
An artist.
Oh, okay. What kind of artist are you going to draw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That is great. So let me ask you one more question, Haley. How do you feel when you go to school? Are you the only bald girl or bald child that's in school? Are you the only person?
That's bald headed? Are you the only girl that's bald headed? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I want to tell you, she feels good. I want to tell you are absolutely beautiful and you are so strong. You are a strong young lady. But I want to jump in here real quick. You're welcome, Karima. And can you tell us, how did you find out that Haley was losing her hair? Kind of walk us through what it was like when you found her first bald spot and what you did as far as going to the doctors? Kind of talk to us from that standpoint.
So it all started last year, 2019, around February. I started noticing that her edges, particularly like in the front, was like thinning out. And in a couple of weeks, her hair was almost completely gone.
Mm.
It was devastating to watch your child go through that. It was very emotional for me. I try to make sense out of it. You know, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's
I'm
hard.
trying. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to watch your child go through that.
I'm going to bring them back. I'm gonna take them off and bring them right back. Looks like it froze
Yeah,
a
it froze
little
a little bit.
bit.
Can you hear me now?
Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your patience.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
you're
so,
there.
like I said, it was devastating
So
to watch her.
I can understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like I felt like one
To watch her.
day. Yeah, she had hair one day, and then I literally woke up the next day and there was nothing there. 95% of her hair was gone. And we went to see her pediatrician, who referred us to a dermatologist. And it took us about a month to get seen for that first dermatologist. And they said they couldn't really do anything. We had to see a pediatrician, a pediatric dermatologist, and that took several months. So since February, when the hair started falling out, we didn't get to see the pediatric dermatologist till around June. So
Mm. Thank you guys so much for your patience. It keeps freezing for some reason, our connection. Give me a minute. I'm going to take them off and bring them right back. Let's see. Okay. And now, there we go. Let's see. It's just a connection that's, yes, it is the connection. You guys are so patient. I apologize. I apologize for all of this. I can just imagine what it was like for Karima as a mother to have her daughter literally go to bed at night and wake up the next morning. I can imagine. Yeah, I got you. Okay, there you are.
yes.
Yes, I can. I just
Okay.
need you. There you go.
Is
So
that better?
you were
Okay.
saying that how hard it was. You can finish your story. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we finally got
Perfect.
to see the pediatric dermatologist in around June of 2019, and they told me that she had alopecia universalis. That was my first time hearing of that. So basically, what the doctor is telling me is there's a possibility my daughter will never have hair again. She'll never have hair again. She'll never have eyebrows again. She'll never have eyelashes again. And as a woman, those are the things that they notice first. And, that is the things that's considered your beauty in a sense. So
Mm-hmm.
to know that my child, it was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. I'm in a better place now in terms of accepting it. Um, but I still have my days. I still have my moments, when we're around other kids. And I tend to watch her and see how she reacts to their long hair, and
Mm-hmm.
and it still hurts.
Yeah,
It hurts,
I can imagine.
but it's more important that I kind of put my own pain to the side in a sense, because
Mm-hmm.
it's more important for her, well, for me, for her to love herself. Yes,
Yes.
this is what's
Yes.
happening. Yeah, yeah, this is what's happening. Yes, you don't have hair right now because we're still hopeful. We serve a great God and miracles happen. So we're still hopeful that it will grow. But in case it doesn't, I want her to be okay with that. I want her
Exactly.
to, yeah, love herself. Um, I want her to know that there's so much more to her than just
Yes.
physical appearance. You know.
Exactly. That's good.
So yeah.
That's good. That's really good. And I can't even imagine being a mother with a child with alopecia. I know what it's like to be a mom and have a child with medical conditions. That's one thing, but to
Right.
lose their hair, you have to have a different type of strength. And so I commend you for all that that you've done, just walking the journey through her. But I wanted to ask you, Eugene, a question.
Sure.
Prior to the diagnosis of Haley having alopecia, were you even aware of a condition like this? I mean, was this something new? Kind of walk us through what it was like for you as a father to get this diagnosis, and just talk to us a little bit.
Sure. Well, prior to hearing about Haley's alopecia, just like Karima, we never knew of such a thing. We knew about people being bald for different reasons, but we never were faced with the actual facts of the different versions and what triggers or could cause them. So this was brand new to both of us. So we both really had to dig in and really sit down and get to get a full course education on alopecia, and it was a new reality for us, especially seeing her at her age, having to deal with total hair loss. We've seen it happen with other kids, but we always thought cancer related stuff or chemotherapy would be reasons that young children her age would lose their hair. So of course initially we had our fears about uh, what it was, her health, so we had to go through a whole gauntlet of tests to make sure that indeed, she was fine and it was nothing else. So it was a big stopping point, reset, readjustment to reality as we knew it, because just like Karima, we went from seeing her being just like any other perfect girl, kid, running around with hair, and then overnight we both experienced it, almost overnight, where she was just losing strands, and we thought that, hey, maybe her hair was thinning out, we can try and cut it so it can grow a little evenly, and it just got aggressive. And so prior to hearing the word, that was my first time actually hearing the word alopecia when we got the word from the doctors, because I never knew then what I know now and what we know now.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's yeah, I understand what you mean. Me being a hairstylist, I never heard of it either prior to my diagnosis. So it's something that definitely can knock the wind out of you.
Yeah.
So I commend you guys for navigating everything. But talk to me about how has your life changed since her diagnosis, Mom? Karima, talk to us about that. How's your life changed?
How's my life changed? The biggest thing for me is the stairs when we go out. Before, when she had her hair, we get stairs. We they'll stop us as whether we go when we go in the. I'm sorry, let me calm down.
That's okay. It's okay. Take your time. It's all right.
If we go on outings,
will get stopped occasionally. Oh, she's cute, yeah, because she's a cute little girl. But then it's a whole different ball game when literally when you're walking through the mall, like every person you pass, their heads are turning to watch your child.
Yeah.
It took some it took a lot of adjusting to kind of get used to it. I'm still not used to it, but it's better now than it was last year. Last
Exactly.
year, honestly, I kind of just stopped taking her places. We'll get invited to
Mm,
birthday parties. We didn't go. Even with family, like we just stayed in the house. I kept her in the house. I kept her in the house. I kept hats on her. Just kind of hiding her. Because in a sense, to be honest, I was a little ashamed myself. Like I'm walking around with this girl, and then in some instances, people will stop you and ask you, "Do she have cancer?" I'm like,
yeah.
"What? No, she does
Yeah.
not have cancer. No, she's fine. She's healthy."
Hmm.
So
It was a
it,
lot.
it was a lot, and it's
Hmm.
still a little. With the whole
Hmm.
COVID that happened, we were all in the house, and I kind of got used to. Well, I kind of forgot for a moment how people react to her. I had to take her out to the mall last weekend, and whew, so it was.
Yeah.
Then
Mm,
reality hit a little, yeah. But
exactly.
it's a little different, but you got to keep moving forward. You have to keep moving forward. I've kind of trained myself to not to react to other people because I know she's
Exactly.
watching me.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
she's watching me. I don't want her to even notice that
Yeah.
they're
Hmm.
looking at her because of that.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I can't even imagine. I know what it's like for me as an adult, the looks and stares that I get and the
mhm.
questions about cancer and all of that. So I can imagine as a little child and a little girl what it might be like for her and for you guys as parents.
Right,
That can be a challenge. Now, Eugene,
especially at school.
yes. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the school too.
Uh,
But Eugene, I wanted to ask you, do you think the reality of being bald for Haley has set in? I mean, do you think I mean, I know she's young, but you're the father, and when we think about being a father and what fathers put into their daughters, they get their affirmations from their fathers. How do you think she's handling that? I mean, do you think
hmm.
it's sunk in yet? I know that's a deep question, but
It is. It is a very deep question, but honestly, she is aware. She's very smart. She's very bright. She can decipher the difference between herself versus other kids who have hair and don't have the issues that she has as far as her hair is concerned. Um, but to say that it's fully set in as a full reality, I think it's still a process for her
Mhm.
because she's still very young and
yeah,
impressionable.
Yeah.
And um,
Okay, Jane.
yeah, it's okay.
All right.
Mm, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
sorry,
commend
but
you
yes.
guys. It's okay.
Yeah, so it's a process, and I think the more she grows, I think it will be more of a reality for her,
Yeah.
and she will start to realize it more as she gets older. So
Mm,
the beauty of starting early with affirming and reaffirming her confidence in herself at such an early age
Hey,
is pivotal in what it's going to take for her to carry on through the rest of her life
right. Yeah.
if the hair doesn't make a return. So all the things that we're doing now to keep her confidence up, to let her know every day that she is beautiful,
Right.
and she feels
Nothing
that
wrong
way.
with
She
her.
feels she's just like any other kid, and she's accepting of the fact that she's just like any other kid, just a little different. And we use that as a strength for her to say that that makes her that much more unique, that she doesn't have to fit in with everyone. But the reality is, going to set in time, and that's something that we as her parents and her family around her just have to work with her every day and every step of the way to get her through it. But I think she's growing in it in the sense that we're equipping her with all the tools that she's going to need.
Yeah.
But we pay attention. One of the most important things that we do is that we look and we listen and we look from the sidelines to see how she's carrying herself and how she's around other kids. So it's a journey for all of us, So.
Yes. I can't even imagine. I need you guys to get a little closer because you going out on me.
Sorry.
Your head. Yes. Here we go. That's it. Because I'm losing your head, Eugene. Yes. Perfect. And this question is for both of you, but Eugene, I want you to lead on this question. This question I'm going to ask you. So I talked about earlier being a parent, having a child that's sick, and navigating through that. How were you guys able to? Well, let me say it like this. I know it's a challenge with communication when you have a child or a situation where there's a lot of stress that comes with it. How were you guys able to? Because sometimes there's a strain in the communication and the relationship. It doesn't matter the dynamics of it, but how were you guys able to navigate that as parents to focus on Haley and what's going on with her versus the pressures of navigating and communicating amongst each other? Does that make sense? I know that was a lot.
Yeah, I'm making some sense of it. And I think it's one of those things that the three of us help each other out with. Haley is a big help to us in the sense that her personality, as you've talked to her and seen her in her page and everything, she is just beyond herself in her personality. And that makes up a huge amount of slack in, how we're able to effectively communicate certain things with her and her reception to certain things. And as far as, keeping her spirits where they should be, we don't usually have to do too much work for that because she's just naturally energetic and fun-loving on her own. We as parents, of course, we have to be the support system for her and also for each other, because we have moments where we have to lift each other up. It happens so often where I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures on my phone. And sometimes we have those nights where I'm sending her pictures of Haley.
Like 3 a.m. You send me like 400 pictures.
And we reminisce. We go back on those days when, she had the hair and we see the progression. We miss those days and we miss those times for her. But it's really just a three-way between all of us with our energies and just keeping ourselves up. Haley, we find a lot of inspiration from her in so many ways.
Yeah.
I cannot begin to tell you, the things that she's done and the impact it's had on me and had on Karima, as we've been going through this particular experience.
Wow. Woo, that's amazing. And it speaks volumes to the two of you because you guys are her rock. You're her foundation. You guys are the mirror for her in life as she navigates this alopecia, and the reflection that she's seeing through you guys is going to help her be amazing. It's going to help her navigate this alopecia. You guys talked about family. We talked about family a little bit earlier. I wanted to know, Karima, how did you tell your family and how did they support you? Or what was their response when you told them that Haley had alopecia?
So my family is very close, and I'm very close to his family as well. So it was actually the process. We all went through it together because she spent a lot of time on my side and his side. So we all noticed, like everyone noticed that her hair was thinning out. So they were calling me constantly, especially when we were waiting to hear back from the doctor to find out exactly what was going on. My side, his side, everyone was calling me constantly, praying with me, fasting with me. They were very supportive. Everybody was very supportive. And finally, I went to the doctor and they put a name to it. I called everyone up individually and I told them, and oh my goodness, honestly, I don't know where I would be without my family and my friends.
Yeah,
So I was a mess.
of course. I
My,
understand that.
yeah, my faith was dwindling, but my family, my friends prayed with me again. They prayed with me. I keep saying prayer because I felt like that's what really got me through it is God. Oh, that's getting
Hmm.
us through it is God.
Yes.
Yeah, and just
Hmm.
having supportive people. If I'm getting a little overwhelmed with everything, I know I can call this cousin or call this sister or call his sister or his mom or his dad, and they'll be there to give me some words of encouragement to so that I can be strong for Haley. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for
You
them.
know, yes. And it sounds like you guys understand support. Support
Yeah,
is everything. There's a
yeah,
lot of people that have that go on this journey and they don't have the support. They don't have family. So you guys are blessed to have family that actually supports you. And so I give you guys kudos for that and your family. And
yeah,
I love them.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do. I do. Now,
yeah.
Eugene, I wanted to ask you, as Haley advances in school, she gets older, she
Whew.
starts experiencing life, you know, going out in public and just navigating life. How are you preparing her? Or have you even thought about that? Because there's going to be changes
Uh,
as she gets older.
Yeah. It I could not say enough that it's a daily thought, on both sides. We think about that every day, every waking
certainly.
moment when we look at her, we think about it. And, we can do the best that we can,
Yeah.
but life throws hurdles and so many things that we can't prepare her for. But the best thing that we can prepare her for is to make sure that she is grounded in who she is, and
Mm.
and she knows her identity and who she is and wears that proudly.
Yeah.
Because we even in kindergarten, kids are very honest. They don't have filters. We
Mm.
see other kids and how they get around her, some kids reactions, and then there's a reality of getting into higher levels of education, getting into middle school, getting into high
Hmm.
school. God, that's those are all
Think about that
the
right now.
big worries. But we also thankful that um, there are options, that
Yeah.
could be afforded to her if she so decides to use a wig or something like that to help her through some of these times. Even though at the center of who she is, we're always going to boost her her own
Natural.
self being her
Yeah.
whole natural self.
Mhm.
It's also good to know that there are options out there that can help her, um, you know,
And
mingle
support group.
in and get in, because we know that there may be those times. So it's going to be a combination of just preparing her mentally, but also listening and paying attention to the things that she's communicating to us as she grows older. We're constantly asking her simple questions like, it's a loaded question, but in a light dose where we say, "How was your day at school?" You know,
Mm.
and from her from her response, we can learn a lot from how her day went, how her interaction went. Even for a little while at school, Rama was having Karima, I'm sorry, was having issues with certain with teachers and their engagement and how they were getting her included with other kids. So every now and then we have sometimes where we have to do a little quick check in and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Good.
But we can never, know for sure, how,
The futures.
well, we can just prepare her the best way we can,
Can, right.
but also keeping in mind that it's important to pay attention to her, and what she's thinking and feeling at any given time.
Right.
That's awesome. You guys are validating her and giving her a voice at a young age,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and allowing her to tell you how she feels and what's going on. And sometimes we, as adults, we don't even do that. So I commend
Yeah.
you guys for that. I have a question that kind of hit my heart, and this is off the cuff. And it came to me because I'm listening to you all, and you are simply amazing as parents.
Oh,
I'm
thank
up
you.
here getting emotional myself thinking about it because I talk with so many people from around the world and parents that have kids with alopecia. But you guys' strength and your courage and your example for your daughter, for Haley, is speaks volumes. But the question that I had for you, and this is on the spot, the two of you have navigated, you have been there for each other. What I wanted to ask you guys to do on the spot, live, and Karima, I will start with you first.
Yeah.
What I'll start with you first, for real, because we talked about it earlier, giving people their flowers while they can smell them.
Mm.
What would you say to Eugene? How would you thank him? I mean, talk to Eugene and thank him. To tell us what's something that you can say to him that has helped you through the journey with Haley having alopecia. I want you to talk to him like he's not there. What would you say to him for the world to know the kind of father and the kind of man that he is and how he's been there for you through this journey? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Well, Eugene is an amazing father. He is absolutely an amazing father. He's an amazing friend. Even though we're not together, I can call on him at any time for anything, and he will be there for me, and he'll be there for Haley. Um, I just want to say thank you so much, Eugene. But I always, sometimes I can get a little crazy. And I'll lash out at him. Like if I'm experiencing some type of emotion myself, I'll lash out at him. But one thing I can say is he has never disrespected me in any way. He's always,
Mm-hmm.
oh my goodness. Just thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being there for our daughter. Like I honestly thank God for your life every day. If I don't even think I'll be able to go through this without him being her father, you know?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
All I can say is thank you. God knows. Thank you so much. Thank you
yes,
for your strength. Because it's times where, especially when we just find out and I'm breaking down, I'm crying hysterically, and he'll leave what he's doing to come calm me down, and that speaks volumes about the type of person he is. He's very
yes.
caring, very emotional. I mean, yeah, he's very emotional. All around good guy. So
That
I
is
just
awesome.
I thank you, and I pray to God that He will continue to strengthen him, continue to keep him, grant him good health, so that we can do this parenting together forever.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That is that's amazing. That is amazing. You know, Eugene, I'm going to flip the card on you, and I want you to talk to Karima, and the same way. What's on your heart? Because I think she
Um,
needs to hear it as well.
Absolutely. These are these are the things that are just really hard to put into words. But for what I could say, um, the fact that you blessed me with a beautiful daughter. I mean, I look at her in awe every day. I can never
Yeah.
say thank you enough for that. I look at her and I damn near cry when I'm seeing her sleep, because it's just, I can't believe that, she's our daughter.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, you do so much behind the scenes when I'm not there, when no one's listening, when it's in the middle of the night or whatever it is, when she wakes up early in the mornings, with any kind of energy that she's waking up with, going to sleep with, you're always there. I'm usually focused on working and, doing my best to help and support, but the work that you put forth with her is so much more than any amount of money in the world can bring. I mean, you have found the ways to shine her lights so bright in a way that I didn't even know that you can get out of her. Her personality is thanks to you. I say that all the time. She's bougie and classy, just like her mama. She gets that from you. That doesn't come from me. I'm too reserved and too calculated, too casual, too calm, cool, collected. But all the fire and energy in the world and that personality, it comes from you. And I think it's just the biggest compliment to energies, the fact that she's just so sprightly and bright and loud, and I'm just this, calm person. It challenges me on levels that I never thought I would. But just the things that I could never do. I mean, you're her mom. I could never teach her to be a woman, to be a lady. I can be there to be her guiding rock as her father, to protect her. That's why I'm here, to protect and provide for her. When those boys, good Lord, start coming around, I'm going to have to, catch a couple of them outside, but the things,
Oh, goodness.
the things that you do to instill the right values, I mean, the patience that you have with her, you sit down with her, you teach her things. I mean, I'm amazed when I find out all the things that she learns, from you, whether you realize it or not, I mean, makeup and all those things aside, but just even with books and reading and all the things, you take so much time and care to culture and cultivate her, to make sure that she's well-rounded. She realizes her talents, her unique talents, and also to search within her to pull out the flair in her and all the things that make her who she is. I can never thank you enough for that. I could only do but so much, but a lot of what makes her who she is comes from you. And thank you.
Thank
You, let me tell you, that was needed. That was needed. That was needed.
Oh, thanks, you,
Not just for each other, but for the people that will see this video and that's watching this video. They need to know that there are Black parents that are solid,
Yeah.
can communicate, you know what I mean? That can do all that you guys are doing. And I just had to hear that. And I thought it was so important for you guys to say those things to each other. Not saying that you don't say it, but to hear it, and it's, I think it was just so important. And it just warmed my heart. It just warmed my heart.
Yeah.
Let me keep it going because we're going to wrap this up. I wanted to ask you guys, and we'll start with you, Karima, real quick, as we're closing up. What words of advice would you give a mother that has a daughter that has alopecia? What words of advice? Give me three things that you would say to them to help them on their journey.
First of all, I'm gonna tell them it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to give yourself that time to process it. Don't don't listen to no one. Take your time, process it. Secondly, once you process it, it's important that you kind of put your feelings on the back burner in a sense and focus on your child's feelings, because as much as it hurts you, they're the ones that's going through it. So you got to be attentive. You got to pay attention to them. You got to remind them every day, you're beautiful, you're smart. Yes, you're bald headed. That's just one aspect of you. It does not.
I need you to lean
define you.
in. I need you to lean on in that
Sorry.
screen. Yeah, we need to see all of this. Okay, keep on going.
Yeah, the alopecia does not define your child, so you have to let them know every day. You're smart, you're beautiful. Just affirmations. Just every day, give them affirmations to let them know that they're enough.
Yes.
They're enough just the way they are. And another thing I would say is don't be too hard on yourself. It's not your fault. There's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing you can do to change it. God doesn't hate you. That's not why he did it. It's just one of those things that happen. It's part of life. We all go through trials and tribulations, and it just so happened this is one of them. Just try to pick yourself up and keep moving forward one day at a time, and keep instilling in your child. That's so important that they are enough, just the way
Mm,
they are.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
that'll preach. That'll preach. They
Amen.
are enough. I love it. Now,
Amen.
Eugene, I'm going to ask you the same question. What three things would you say to a father that has a daughter, not just a child, but has a daughter that has alopecia?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Wow. I mean,
I need you to make sure you're in the screen now.
oh yeah.
Get in the screen. Oh, yeah. Come on. There you go.
I mean, the reality is, as a father to a daughter, the first man that a girl or woman ever falls in love with is her father. So
Yes.
the way you reflect your love to her is going to be what defines the way she ever feels about love
Yeah.
when it comes to a partner or a husband in the future for the rest of her life. So it is so important that she sees the reflection of your admiration of her every time,
Yes. Mm,
that she feels beautiful when she's around you at all times, that
mm,
nothing else matters when she's around you, so that attention, that undivided attention that you give her, firstly is key. um Secondly is to support her in her dreams and her goals, her ambitions. Haley has always been one for, you know she loves the arts. When she was 3, she was doing ballet and tap dancing. Now she's getting into painting and modeling. And the best thing I can do for her is to support her in those ways. Now, I'm not there putting the tiaras on and all that stuff, but traveling her back and forth, that
that's
she
okay.
sees the presence.
Yeah.
Second is presence. First is the mirror of love, and second is the presence being there. It speaks volumes. It makes all the difference. Kids can really feed from that. When she wants to act up, but my presence there just changes and shifts things around. Kids need that strong apparent presence of a father in their lives. And third is that she has to feel that she can come to me for any kind of
Mm,
support that she
mm,
needs, or any questions that she has. And um, I'll add a fourth, spending a lot of quality time, and even if it's not a lot of time, but just the things that you do that they remember, because at her age that she is now, these are the times where she's going to remember everything that happened and didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate sometimes when um, work commitments and things might keep me a little late from getting there sometimes. And she would notice, she's like her mama, she'll call me on the phone. Daddy, you were not there. Why was that? And those are checks for me. While I'm trying to get it right, I'm not perfect, but just you know, supporting and being there, being available for her to be able to come to me and rely on me for things. So again, so just to show your love to her, number one. Presence, being there, being available, and then thirdly, just being there for her to be able to rely on me. So yeah.
Oh, that was, I just have to think, y'all just, that blessed me. That blessed me. Thank you all so much, both of you, for sharing your story. And I'm sure there's so much more to it. You couldn't get it all in. I already know. Trust me. I know. But I know that Haley is going to be, she already is, but as she grows older, she's going to be an amazing change agent in this world. I don't know what she's going to do,
Yes.
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 but she's going to be amazing. And you know why she's going to be amazing?
Amen.
Because of YouTube.
I
Because of
mean,
YouTube. No, 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 no,
mm,
no. God brought her through you guys. Okay. You guys
Yeah.
were the vehicle to get her here. And
Mhm.
I see that you understand the responsibility to be her parents. Everybody doesn't get that. Okay. So she's going to be who she is because of what you guys have put in her.
Right.
Okay. because of what you put in her. And I want to thank you. I applaud you. And
Thank
anything
you.
that I can do for you guys in the future, I think this is just the beginning of us in our
Yeah,
relationship. I'm the new
most
alopecia auntie.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Auntie Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. Auntie Jamie, and I gave myself a title. Okay. Alopecia auntie.
We love you.
We
Thank
love
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you
Thank
so
you.
much for having us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I just look forward to what's to come for
Yes,
Haley. And I
definitely.
know that Haley, you guys have birthed a business that she has, a t-shirt business and some other things. So talk about that real quick for me, Karima. Tell everybody a little bit about what Haley is doing as far as her business venture.
Yes, so Haley and myself, we started a line of t-shirts kind of just to help raise awareness about alopecia. Like one of the main t-shirts that we have, it has the definition of alopecia on it. For those who don't know, so you can get more familiar with the word and what it entails. And we have other just inspirational words on just various t-shirts to promote what should I say? To promote awareness, to promote
Yeah.
love,
Mm-hmm.
to promote
Mm-hmm.
strength,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
please support.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
support.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I know that you're going to drop her link in the comment section
Yeah.
after this is all over, so
Yeah.
everybody can come back and can support you
Yeah.
guys and what you're doing. And
Yeah.
I'm just excited and honored. And I want to thank you guys again for your time, for
Yeah.
sharing,
Thank
and for
you.
all that you're doing for alopecia and for the community. So I want to thank all of our guests for coming, and we'll be back
Yeah.
next Friday. We'll be back next Friday with a new guest and a new story. And the journey continues. It continues. It continues. But
Mm.
remember, in September, we'll be releasing our magazine, Alt Life Magazine, the first publication. And I'm totally excited
Woo!
about
Yeah.
that. Yes, 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 yes. So you guys have a good night.
Okay.
To all of our listeners, you guys have a good night, and we will see
Thank you,
you
everyone.
here
Bye.
next week at the same time. Okay? So I'm going to end right now. Here we go. You guys have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.